Whenever I play Victoria 3, I have a tendency of attacking South Africa for the gold mines. But what if we start in South Africa? That's right, it's time for Transval. This might be a little bit unorthodox, I know, because we are the gold mines. But truth be told, Transval is likely one of the more fun campaigns you're gonna see here, since we do start as a very challenging nation. We don't have the best of laws. We still have Sluvtrad, a very strong religious society, religious schools, state religion, etc. And we have national supremacy, which is pretty bad. Actually, you know what? Maybe we can go for racial segregation day one, because then we would be able to invite more pops to migrate to our lands. The government itself is also predominantly the rural folk. That's kind of the only good thing here, because remember, Transvaal and Orange historically are two Boer states. In essence, farmers that tried to escape from the persecution of the British Empire, Boer farmers, Afrikaners, settlers that are descended from the Dutch that colonized the southern tip of Africa hundreds of years prior, before the English stole the colony and tried to just make everything English. That being said, we do start with the guarantee from the English, both us and Orange, and until the guarantee disappears, we're not going to be able to unify with Orange, which is going to be one of the best things to do, because these are also our pops here. They've got 12,000 Boer, which is more than no thousand Boers, I guess. Our population makeup is not great. Our primary culture, the Boer, is the smallest group out of all of them, and our province is a homeland of all the other cultures, so it's going to be impossible to assimilate them into Boer. We're going to have to rely on immigrants from the old world to come and get assimilated into Boer. We also have Zulu to the south, which is pretty strong. They have 15 battalions, and we've got Gaza, which is in essence free real estate, and that's literally what we're going to do. We're going to be attacking Gaza right now, actually. Not even going to set up anything. I'm just going to straight up attack Gaza from day one. Technology wise, we're a little bit behind everybody, so we're going to have to catch up with that. We'll go for lathe and then atmospheric engines, so we can actually industrialize our nation early on. We're going to go on very low taxation too, and pay a little bit extra for the armed forces. Now, seeing as we are only one state, we're going to get all the possible decrees in this state, including greener grass campaign and enlistment efforts, so we can recruit some extra conscripts. 19 conscripts, which is going to be perfect, because we're going to need that in the war against Zulu. I was going to go for General Pierre Podgerater, but his ideology is not what we want here. I would literally take anything else, so let's go for the Adamant Defense General. That's a lot better. We have some extra bureaucracy lying around, so we're going to go for level 2 law enforcement, and we're going to try our best to switch over to dedicated police force after we pass racial segregation. Sadly, we don't have a connection to the sea, so we cannot import any small arms right now. We don't have access to the rest of the world market in essence, but we will be getting that access after we've taken out Gaza, which is literally why we need to do this ASAP. One more thing I need to do is suppress the pro-slavery movement, which has quite a lot of pressure over the other interest groups here. So we want to make sure we move away from that and switch over to a modern society. Buildings wise, we basically have nothing. Literally no urban buildings, and only a millet farm and a livestock ranch. That's it. It is really bad. So we're going to have to build up everything from scratch, starting with a cotton plantation and a logging camp. And then we'll work our way from there. Okay, world's fastest war about to finish in 3, 2, 1, and it's done. See, exactly as I said, I was spot on with that one. Since we border the Portuguese, we can also import some things from them now. We don't have any trade routes, so we can say export a little bit of our grain to the Portuguese, make a bit of profit off of that, and also, of course, import some guns. Oh, come on, Portugal doesn't have guns? What a backward society. Maybe some tea? Okay, Portugal literally has nothing in that case. This is crazy. They've got nothing, bro. We're gonna have to incorporate this, but we don't have enough bureaucracy, so we're gonna do that a little bit later. We also will need a port in order to trade with the rest of the world. Even though we have the province of Lorenzo Marques, we cannot access the rest of the planet because we don't have actual ships to send to the rest of the planet now. Next, I'm going to be attacking Zulu, and we're going to get more conscripts by setting up a secondary enlistment decree in Gaza. That way we can have up to 7 units conscripted in Gaza. Now it's very important that we switch over to adamant defense until our units actually get recruited. It's going to take a while, It's not going to be instant, and the Zulu will have the upper hand until the recruitment process finishes. So we're basically forced to stay with adamant defense order right now. We're also going to have some starvation issues if we don't build a few farms. So let's go ahead and queue up 2 farms after the port gets finished in Lorenzo Marquez. Oh no. Oh, this is no bueno. Come on, we got to defeat them. We do have line infantry and they have irregulars, so we do have a little bit of the upper hand here. Anti-country lobby targeting Orange. Yes, those scumbag Boers to the south. We're the good Boers to the north. Okay, it's working, boys. Suppressing the pro-slavery movement means they get less and less support, and they're doing less pressuring on other interest groups as consequence. Okay, we're also making massive progress here. We basically drained up most of the soldiers that Zulu has. So once we get up to, like, I don't know, 8 units, we can start pushing in. Actually, maybe I should push in now. Oh, it might be a little bit risky, but let's try. Let's try. Trying never hurt no one, right? Please win. Please win. Oh, we won. Okay, we actually might win this, boys. We might be able to get Zulu basically from day 1, which is honestly pretty huge. There we go. We got Natal. So we're just missing Orange whenever... Oh, there you go. Okay, never mind. We're not missing Orange. The British are not supporting their independence anymore, so that means Orange is going to become an integral part of our nation. They do have line infantry, if I'm not mistaken, so we will have to go ahead and defend a little bit until we drain their manpower pool, and then we're going to push in identical tactic to what we did with Zulu, basically. Okay, we do have a bit of an advantage now, so let's go ahead and advance the front. Oh wow, I'm paying a whole £4 in order to get 10% extra authority and approval for intelligentsia and petit bourgeoisie. That's awesome. Now we've basically unified all of the free lands of South Africa. We just got to turn our eyes over to the Cape Colony, which is going to be a little bit more difficult to get. Reality is, I don't necessarily want to expand around the whole planet. I kind of just want to take African lands, you know? Make this a South African run. See how much we can get economically by playing tall as the South African Boer areas, and at the same time just super modernize our society and pass really good legislation to help us out. Also going to be getting a construction sector after we finish that cotton plantation. Feel confident enough to say that we're probably going to make use of that. Now let's see what we can do. So because we have that port in Lorenzo Marquez, we now can actually trade stuff. We're going to trade a little bit of our surplus. We have a lot of cotton we're going to be trading to the British, and we're going to import some things that we're missing, such as a little bit of liquor from the British too. The reason I'm doing it all with the British is because I would like to get on friendly terms with the British, actually. But now I know in the long term we're going to take back South Africa, but for the time being I don't mind being friendly with the British just so they don't actually wipe me off from the face of the planet. And we got racial segregation, so that should help a little bit. Unfortunately though, because most of our population is just not Europeans, it's not going to help too much. We still have basically 10 acceptance, which means that most of our population is in the violent hostility tier, not even the cultural erasure tier. One thing that would help with that though is if we were to switch over and make them all Protestant. That would give an extra 25 acceptance instead of minus 25 acceptance, which is what majority of them have right now, because majority of them are still animist. We're converting right now at a pretty high pace, actually 1.7 thousand a month. But we need to double down on that, so maybe we, well, no, we already have state religion. There's not much we can do. That's pretty much it. I'm gonna go for frontier colonization next because we have a lot of endorsement for this, and that way we're gonna be able to colonize provinces adjacent to us. Right now colonization is kind of our only path of expansion, and let's also cancel a couple of these trade routes that we don't need right now. Queuing up an iron mine and a tooling workshop so we can start industrializing too, and once those are done we're gonna switch over to the iron frame building production method. Actually, you know what, I'm going to do that now, and I'm just going to import some iron and some tools until those are finished. No, I do not want to join your power block. England, you don't even want to give me a trade agreement, but you want me to join your power block, bro? Like, what is that about? I've also switched over my enlistment effort decrees to promote social mobility. Right now we have really low literacy in our country. Only 28% is basically nothing. So because we're only 4 provinces, it should be fairly easy with the promote social mobility decree to increase our literacy to at least Western European levels, hopefully. Also check it out, we're making absolute bangers from those iron mines we just finished building in Transval. That's a lot of money we're making from this. Once we get the tools done too, we're gonna make even more money. We're already making 3,000. What the hell? From what? Oh, from investment pool transfer. Okay, there we go. Atmospheric engine pumps, let's go. That's awesome, but that does mean we we need to get iron mines now. We're basically focusing all of our industry in Transval and Vriestadt. Tech-wise, we're going to go for water tubes straight now, banking, and all the tier 1 society research, so we can go for nationalism and so on. Egalitarianism would be good. We might just switch to proportional taxation before we make the switch to per capita. We would make a bit of money now from per capita, but we'd probably be better off with proportional straight from land-based taxation. We're after those dividends, of course. And seeing as we have so much money, why not build a secondary construction sector, actually? Oh, we can invite a market liberal? Don't mind if I do, brother. Holy schnitzel. I have exiled the leader of the rural focus. He was a pacifist, so he would have made it so we failed passing frontier colonization, and we do need to pass it, so we cannot accept failure when it comes to that legislation. But getting a market liberal is huge, because I would not mind making this guy the leader of the landowners. Hey, we have frontier colonization. That's nice. So let's go ahead and colonize the areas adjacent to us now, including Zambia, Northern Cape, and Zululand. Oh, actually, wait, we can colonize Kenya? Oh, we can colonize Kenya. Oh, this is huge. We got into Kenya before the British managed to get all the coastline of Kenya. That is actually massive. So if we are lucky here, we might be able to trade the Kenyan colony to some other British colony, maybe even South African colony. Who's to say? Oh no, Goldfield has been depleted. Well, that does mean we can build gold mines now. Oh man, seriously, we got Goldfields depleted twice in a row, so we got no more money. Oh, I was really enjoying the free money we had. I guess we have to build up the gold mines now, all of them. So I'm gonna have 7 gold mines in the queue right after the construction sector is done, basically to recover our economy. And we're also gonna need a government administration building too, because right now we're basically losing 20%, 22% of everything we make, which goes into waste. Okay, our work has paid off. We're able now to make the market liberal the leader of our landowners, so we can actually do some good laws such as homesteading. We're gonna push for this ASAP. Kind of surprised we don't have homesteading. As the Boers, we technically should, right? Like, the whole idea behind the Boers fleeing from the British hold was that they had a homesteading sort of society like the Americans had in the Midwest, and when they were basically moving westwards with their nation. So I don't know, kind of weird. I would say homesteading would fit into the Transvaal and Orion starts. What do you guys think about that? Now, I have also switched over production methods for the millet farm to soil enrichment farming, which means we have a massive shortage of fertilizers. I'm able to import a few fertilizers from the British, but I'm already really down bad with my bureaucracy, so I'm gonna have to make some rough choices here, guys. I am really gonna have to make some rough choices. Fertilizers are probably more important than dye, so I'm gonna cancel the dye, and I'm also gonna have to redo my queue here because we're gonna need that government administration building ASAP so we don't lose so much money. Follow that by the coal mine because coal is a massive issue, and then gold mines, maybe even fertilizer plant. Yeah, it's just economically we really gotta catch up. We gotta do better, basically. Hey, we got a new president. He's a market liberal. Oh, that's the leader of the landowners. That's actually really good news. Buy or else. An anti-marina political lobby has been formed. Okay. I mean, eventually we're probably gonna go for marina, but we have bigger fish to fry right now. Yeah, I also just realized that I'm really bad when it comes to iron mines. Come on, water tube boiler, we need you to finish ASAP. Also, basically losing a lot of money, so I'm gonna have to go and start taxing people a little bit more and lower some of these benefits that they're getting right now. When it comes down to it, we really want to avoid going into the red with our economy, because then that's going to be basically the end of everything, really. So maybe I can switch over to wooden frame buildings for now, and then we switch back up to iron frame buildings afterwards, I guess. That's why I probably should have done construction sectors, one in Transvaal and one in Vriestadt, so that way I could have still had one that was using iron frame and the other one that was using wooden frame. I'm also realizing that I have a lot of coal and gold, but I have no sulfur sources. This is gonna be really bad for me. Where am I gonna get my sulfur from? All right, let's do exactly what I said earlier. Let's build another construction sector in Vriestadt, and we're gonna keep the one in Vriestadt on iron frame for now. Yay, water tube boilers, eureka, boys. We're gonna be rich as schnitzel. Can we get that trade agreement yet? No. Oh, come on, really? Why do you hate me so much, England? Please, I need the trade agreement. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna start improving with your rivals just because you pissed me off, England. Oh, I just realized, guys, you know what would be really cool? If we had like a sort of an agrarian society LARP in this run as Transval, because technically we are a farmer society, right? We're basically farmers that ran away. Oh, that would be so cool. Okay, I think I'm gonna do that actually. I'm gonna try and keep the agrarian party in charge for the whole campaign, and I'll switch over to agrarianism and all of that juicy stuff. Gold mine farmers. Gold farmers. Gold farmers. Oh, that sounds so cool. Here we go. More interest group approval for the farmers. Did I say approval? I meant attraction. Okay, we're catching up really fast, so let's queue up a couple of logging camps too now. And I think I can probably switch over the other 2 construction sectors to iron frame buildings soon-ish. I only have 14 shortage of iron, so once my second iron mine is done, we can have 3 construction sectors on iron frame. Yay, homesteading. Hell yeah. I just saw my economy skyrocket because of that as well. Also gonna go for protectionism. Why am I doing that? Well, right now we're getting shopkeepers from the ownership production method for trade centers because we are in mercantilism. If we switch over to protectionism, we can go for privately owned, which means we would get capitalists instead of shopkeepers, which we can tax the shit out of once we get proportional taxation. All right, I did switch over to iron frame a little bit earlier because I would like to finish the mines a little bit fast too. We have a demand for sulfur. Of course we do. The British have a lot of sulfur, so we're gonna have to depend on the British for now when it comes to sulfur imports. Also gonna bring at the top of the queue a steel mill because we have the ability to switch our tooling workshops to steel tools, but we do need a steel mill to make that happen. Hey, check it out. They're willing to give us stuff in exchange for Kenya and an obligation. I knew it. I freaking knew it. Now the question is, what are we gonna ask for, right? I'm gonna keep on to Kenya. I'm gonna use it as a bargaining chip later in the campaign. It's just really lucky that we managed to get this one little Schnippeldorp there. Holy mother of God, we're making 7,000 from minting in Transval alone, and guess what, boys? We only have 2 gold mines and 5 gold fields. So once we get the rest of the gold mines here, it's gonna be absolutely insane. We have a bit of a shortage of tools, which is what we're working on right now. That's why we're getting the steel mills. I hate the fact that also there's basically no sulfur in the south tip of Africa. For me to get sulfur, I would have to invade South America, which kind of goes a little bit against what I'm trying to do in this run, doesn't it? It's just, I really wish Paradox added more sulfur to other parts of the world, not just concentrated in certain specific areas. Honestly, the diversity with which you can play the game is one of the reasons why I really enjoy it so much. It's like right now we haven't built any other tooling workshop, right? But we're gonna have no more tooling issues right after we switch over to steel tools, because then we just produce significantly more tools with the same amount of factories. Oh, university in Transval. Yes, focus on that, but more importantly, focus on the fact that you have a lot of cheap labor, if you know what I mean. Oh, dude, this is not good. Oh, I don't want to join the power block, Britain. I would, however, like to get a trade agreement with you, which is not going to happen if I refuse your power block invitation. I also don't want to use an obligation for that matter, but I guess I kind of have to. Screw it, we'll get the trade agreement. Now we can basically properly run as a society. Ah yes, give me that British steel. Have some tea. I'm exporting tea to the British. And I just realized I could technically build a ton of dye plantations, and I could be exporting dye to all of Europe, because most of Europe's not going to have any way of getting dye, right? So I could be, for the initial part of the campaign, the main source of dye for all these bad boys. Let me go ahead and improve relations with some of these nations. Change this to the Rhine as a declared interest, so we actually can start getting relations with the Europeans. And we're making a lot of money from those gold mines, so we can continue to expand our construction sectors. Get another one in Reichstadt for now. Oh, there's a gold mine in Northern Cape. I had no freaking idea. We got 68 migration attract in Transval. That's not bad, actually, but so far no one has chosen to migrate, which makes me think that maybe it's time to get some wars in Europe. Come on, Europeans, start World War I so people can leave that place. Oh, and I have insufficient construction. Okay, sure, we can get more construction. Jeez, our country is on fire when it comes to economic development, isn't it? We also changed our religious law, so now most of our pops is on cultural erasure acceptance level, which is way better than before. That's because of freedom of conscience, which also means that we'll be able to go for public schools now, which will increase the assimilation that we have compared to religious schools, which just increases the conversion speed. That being said, conversion has been going pretty well. We have close to 500,000 pops Protestant already. Also queuing up a military and a regular shipyard to change some production methods, and so we can start building a fleet with which to invade our friendly neighborhood marinans. Oh no, we have famine. This is no bueno. Where is this? In Kenya. Well, I mean, it is what it is. Ooh, we can give investment rights to the French Republic. Why not? Let's do that. I'm also researching right now railways. Well, it's the next research I'm going to be doing because I am having massive infrastructure issues. As a temporary fix, I could just switch over and build ports in the provinces that require more infrastructure. I mean, I'm going to need ports anyway because I'm going to need more convoys to trade with other nations. But yeah, we really just need railways to continue to expand our economy. Surprisingly, scaling is not actually an issue for Transval. In fact, I'm kind of surprised to see how much scaling we have as Transval. I mean, we've doubled down on our economy. It's already 1854 and we've got basically 9 iron frame construction sectors. As Wallachia, I had that in like 1860 something. That was a massive difference. Actually, I don't remember. Was it 1860? Not sure. You guys should check out my Wallachia run. I guess we could build a few more millet farms so we don't have starving pops. And we're going to switch over to wealth voting, which is going to curve a little bit the political strength of the aristocrats, capitalists, and so on. Hey, we can also establish our first company, the Transval Premium Gold, 5% minting and loyalists from political movement increase, which is really nice. And this is always going to be prosperous because it is a gold company. Okay, this is just crazy now. I'm literally making 44,000 national revenue. I don't even know what to say. It's kind of a little bit OP. I didn't expect Transval to be this strong, not gonna lie. I mean, don't get me wrong. There is a negative side to this, of course. The fact that we basically have no primary culture pops. What are we sitting at right now? 15,000 boar. That's it. Just 15,000. Oof. Gold fields have depleted in Vriestadt, so that's an extra 6 gold mines in Vriestadt. And we also want to be switching over to dynamite, which is why I'm going to need an explosives factory, which also requires sulfur that I don't have. Oh my god, sulfur is the biggest limiter in my campaign right now, isn't it? I was so close to passing proportional taxation. We were on study phase. Then I got 2 setbacks. Like, I am 100% sure that is not going to pass anymore, and that's just sad. Oh, check it out, guys. We're standing at 6.5 million GDP, and the Portuguese only have 5 million GDP. So we are officially above the strongest neighbor that we have, because Cape Colony is not strong, okay? Cape Colony is still a little colony, 1.3 million GDP. We're the strongest in our area, is what I'm trying to say. A regional power, some would even say. And 54,000 on very low taxes, so we can definitely do better. I'm also not sure if the Portuguese managed to get their hands on skirmisher units yet, because if they haven't, we might have a shot of actually grabbing their provinces from the south. Also, I almost forgot, we have to create that navy I was talking about earlier. Get an admiral for this and get some Fregattensteiners. Let's say 5 frigates should do the job for now. And of course, we failed proportional taxation. That is just horrible. We could go for per capita. I guess it's fine. We're not try-harding or anything right now anyway. Not sure how I feel about this. On the one hand, it's good that we have per capita taxation. Is better than land-based taxation. We actually make some money from taxation now. But at the same time, it's gonna be a lot tougher to get wait, no, it's not. What? How do we still have? I'll try again. Second attempt for getting proportional. As you can see, getting proportional is an extra 7,000 compared to what we're getting now. So it is a major difference between the two. We're basically at around 70,000, but we can probably increase that. Let's get a couple more construction sectors. We seem to be doing okay with construction sectors right now. We also have a decent network of railways around the country at this point. So we are becoming what some would call an actual society. That being said, I probably want to get some more government administration, because I haven't even incorporated most of my states. Yeah, let's go and incorporate Lorenzo Marquez. I just need to recruit a few more units, and I need to research percussion caps, which is my current research. The reason for that is because I don't want to have to rely on imports for my ammunition. I want to have a domestic production of ammunition during the war. One major drawback right now is the serious lack of research. I mean, we don't have much innovativeness, to be fair. We basically got close to none, to be really fair. I'm gonna build some universities, but it's gonna be debatable how much we're gonna be able to fully man these universities. Are we a major power? Ain't no way. Ain't no freaking way, dude. Brother, Transval is kind of OP. I'm not gonna lie. I was expecting to be this like tough survival sort of thing, but I'm genuinely seeing that Transval is crazy strong simply because of the economy that it can field so early on because of the gold mines. I mean, gold mines, we got 17 and we got 8 gold fields. So these are also going to become eventually gold mines, right? That's just crazy. I'm going to take advantage of the instability in the British Empire and the fact that they likely will not be joining on the Portuguese side. Oh, hold on a second here, boys. The Portuguese are not friends with the British anymore. Oh, this makes my life a lot easier. Oh, dude, France is kicking the British Empire's ass? No way. Oh, this is actually my chance. This is literally my chance, boys. Oh, dude, I've got friendly relations with these bastards. Okay, you know what? We're gonna be going for the Portuguese. Equally good, if not better, because going for the Portuguese means we get significantly more provinces. That's 3 major provinces by the entirety of the East African coastline. And seeing as these guys are fearful, I will be making these primary demands too, just so I make sure that they don't back out of this. I'm gonna need a secondary army too, because there's a little bit of a province here which we need to cover as well. Boom, get a secondary general for that too. Declared rivalry. Okay, buddy, sure. So the reason I'm not adding any other war goals is because I can easily grab the provinces by the coastline, but if I was to add, say, provinces on the other side of Africa, I would have to use my fleet. I might end up losing some of those naval battles and I wouldn't have a sure win. Similarly, if I had war reparations, I would have to go for their capital, and that's 100% not gonna happen. So we're just gonna keep the 3 states, and that's more than enough in my opinion. They are helped by the Oyo army, so we're fighting Africans, really, not actually fighting the Portuguese here. All right, we're making progress. Let's go. Oh, I got skirmishers, and I'm pretty sure that Oyo does not have anything good. Okay, that's actually bad. Parakians. Okay, Parakian might be screwing me over here more than I expected them to. Hopefully our units are going to be able to hold the front line against Parakians, whilst the rest of the army pushes into the northern parts, and then we can push into the south again afterwards when we're done with the north. More gold fields depleted, more money to be had. Let's go. Now, how many are we getting now? We're getting another 5 gold mines. Bro, this is just ridiculous. Like, actually, Paradox has to nerf this country because this is actually insane. I'm gonna transfer a few more units to the other army because we might be losing this war if we're not careful here. Okay, we got the northern bits, so now we just need to push into the south. Come on. All right, we good. We should be fine now. Push him out. We want to get the war score. Push him out. Push. I don't even know where Perak is. Is that one of the Southeast Asian countries? I think it is, isn't it? Where the hell is Perak, bro? Oh, it's this one. It's basically right next to Ayutthaya. Siam. Sorry, I forgot it's Siam in this game. It's not Ayutthaya. And we got proportional taxation, but we're apparently losing our capital. So please hurry, take that so we don't lose our capital. Thank you so much. All right, we got it. We got all the war goals. So now we just sit on it, and then we have gained 3 states for free, taking advantage of the fact the British are not willing to join on their side. Well, technically the British are not even allied to them, so I don't know what to tell you. Oyo is out. Beautiful. We got a new president in town, and he is a reformer, which means we're gonna have an easier time getting cultural exclusion and compulsory primary schools, which is huge for advancing our education level. So let's check it out. What's our chances for that? Pretty high, actually. Let's go for restricted child labor first. And we also just got the 3 provinces by the coastline. Jesus, mother of God, it takes 17 years for us to make this our full core. Oof, that's pretty painful. Hold up a second, I just realized. Why are they naked? What's going on here, bro? We have some new shortages that include fish, grain, and wood, as well as you would imagine, more tools. How are we doing on the tooling workshops? We're doing pretty good, actually. I cannot complain. I'm gonna get 1 more in Transval. I also haven't started privatizing much of my country, so we're actually doing pretty okay. Once we start privatizing, let's start doing that now, actually. Slowly do it for the urban buildings. That's gonna increase the amount of capitalists that we have, which is good because remember, we do have proportional taxation, so we tax dividends by 10% now. On the bright side, we have some Portuguese now, and they have 50 acceptance, so they're they're almost the same like our primary pops. Oh god, 2.3 million. We hit the cap of reserves by privatizing. Privatizing is so powerful, man, I swear. Let's stop privatizing because I don't want to go and just stockpile gold again. I've been stockpiling gold the entire first part of the campaign. Bro, are there more gold fields? Okay, now I'm just gonna say it. This is crazy. This is actually crazy. Does this like continuously spam? Why is there so many gold mines and gold fields, bro? Like, it's just, I was looking for a tough challenge, okay? I think I'm just gonna play as Sikkim next, bro. I remember I had that one time I played as Sikkim and on stream, I think some of you probably saw that, and I died. I flat out died. I have to say, out of all the so-called toughest nations or hardest nations in the game, the hardest is by far Sikkim. Let's say, oh, I've seen people say, oh, it's Wallachia. That's me, by the way. No, Wallachia is not hard. Wallachia is pretty decent. Some people would say that one of the OPMs in Germany is tough. It's not, because you can use the journal for German unification to actually form Germany. It's not that difficult. Some people would say that maybe the Algerian states. I would agree. Maybe the southern one here. I forgot what it's called, but that one is extremely tough too, but you still have a shot because you conquer Mascara, you conquer the northern one, you might be able to conquer Morocco. It's not easy, but it's doable. Even some of these in West Africa is doable because you might start off bad, but you can conquer your neighbors and get into Sokoto. Same for Ethiopia, it's actually pretty easy there. But for freaking Sikkim, Nepal's bigger, Bhutan's bigger. You maybe, let's say, are able to conquer both of them. But then afterwards, what are you going to do? Attack Tibet and Qing? Good luck with that. Oh, you're going to attack the British Raj, who is the British Raj and a subject of the British Empire? Good luck with that. It's just freaking... You only have one option in Sikkim, bro. Play toll with like no resources, no population. It is just brutal. It's one of those things that's situational. Like here, see, Bengal broke away. You would have a chance after you get Nepal to go for Bengal. So it would basically be a choice of reloading as many times as needed whenever the event triggers for the East India Company and they have those wars between the East India, the Hindustanis, the British Raj. So that would basically be the main thing, is in essence just wait for that to happen and pray G that you get a good RNG and you're able to expand somewhat into India. Maybe if Hindustan has these provinces here, you would be able to expand into Kalka Raj or into Jammu or something of the sorts, right? But again, super RNG, it would probably take a lot of restarts. I'm curious what you guys think. Do you want me to do a Sikkim run? It would just be complete pain and suffering if I do a Sikkim run, to be fair. Yay! Restricting child labor. Somehow that's a good thing. Now is when the tough part comes in because we just flat out do not have any more pops. So I'm gonna switch over production methods to maximize the amount of pops that I get out of my buildings, but it's still gonna be not enough. And the harsh truth is that no one wants to migrate here, okay? I'll be completely honest. Even with all the gold mines and the attraction at 80 and 103, still nobody freaking migrates here. It's bad, okay? It's really bad. And that's primarily because we got migration control and we got racial segregation, so it's pretty much impossible for anyone to migrate. I guess what we could do is switch our government so we can go for cultural exclusion. Who would support that? Industrialists and intelligentsia. Okay, let's go back. Industrialists and... What the hell, man? Hold on a second. Why is this not able to pass? Oh, because we have slobbery, bro. We need to blend this first. Oh my god, I forgot we still have this law. This is crazy. 1870, by the way, and we still have this. So after we pass this law, hopefully we pass this law, and we do cultural exclusion, we should fix our population issues. Fingers crossed. Hello there, Zanzibar. Didn't even realize you exist. Okay, so that means Oman lost their hold over Zanzibar, which is just free real estate for me. It's a good thing I noticed, because I think they've been here for a while. I just noticed right now, like genuinely just realized that Zanzibar existed. Do they have any lead, man? I genuinely freaking need lead like crazy. They don't. But actually, I could attack the Yemeni tribes, right? Do they have any allies? They're already a protectorate of Russia. What the hell, brother? These guys don't. How about Mara? Mara doesn't also. Okay, at least we could maybe get one lead mine. Do they have? They have exactly one lead mine and 0 here. So we're gonna attack Mara after this war. We can get that one lead mine, so we don't need to stress about lead for a while at least. Oh, then Kenya is also not isolated anymore because we're gonna have an actual connection to the Kenyan land, so we don't need to build a port there. Also, holy schnitzel, bro. They got 1.5 million pops in Zanzibar. Zanzibar. That is crazy. And they actually have quite a few buildings, to be fair, too. 5 logging camps. We're so rich right now. Oh my god, we reached the threshold. We have 120,000 on the plus with our economy. We're actually rich. And France wants to get a trade agreement with me. Maybe I'd be able to join the French market, boys. Maybe I'd be able to do that. Do they have a power block already? I don't know if they have a power block. They do. Tuileries Charte. Okay. Is that a trade league? It is a trade league. I'm gonna have to start going to quinine so I can actually start the colonizing Zambezi. This area here is really good too. Like all of the Central African parts and the South to Central African parts have a lot of really good resources and quite a bit of pops too. It's that time of the year again when we're gonna be bashing the Portuguese. We attacked Congo and the Portuguese made the honest mistake of joining their side, so we're gonna have to handle that. Let's go ahead and set a few war goals here. Basically, we're gonna take all of the Angolan parts from the Portuguese, North Angola, South Angola, and the Lower Congo. Where the hell is that? Oh, it's this little one province here. 2.5 infamy for that? I'll take it. Not a big deal. We still have 50 maneuvers, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna call in the French. We're gonna give them the Western Guangdu Treaty Port. That means the port the Portuguese have in Macau, basically. Don't need to do that, but just doing it because it's gonna make my life a lot easier. Since now I have an actual direct border with Congo and the Portuguese via the French colony of French Congo. The cool part too is that they cannot back up, because if they do, Congo gets annexed, so it's not in their interest to back up, which means that I basically got all this land for free pretty much. And I think it's time that I also privatize my buildings again, just so I pay off that debt that I'm starting to get. All right, we basically won the war. Now we just gotta wait for the Portuguese to give up. Boom shakalaka, we got Congo. We just need more. Oh wait, actually I made a mistake. I have to invade Macau. I really need to invade Macau. I'm not gonna get the war support below 0 unless I take Macau as well. Oof, I shouldn't have invited the French. I really didn't need them, did I? And it does seem like we're making absolute massive amounts of money again from just selling off parts of our industry. The cool part with this is that it's got a double effect, because we're also going to make more money from dividends taxes, but I probably should stop again because 1.6 mil, yeah, I don't want it to reach the reserve cap again. There we go, boys. Finiticos Maximos. Now we got a lot more lands. 9.75 million population too, and GDP wise we are in the top 15, give or take. We're right next to the Ottoman Empire, dude. This is crazy. You gotta remember, guys, this is without doing shenanigans. We're not going into South America, we're not going into China. We're just trying to play as optimally as possible in South Africa, basically. I've also been trying to get the Cape Colony, but I've been getting bad RNG, not gonna lie. I don't think I'll be able to get the Cape Colony because the British, they do protect the Cape Colony. It's their subject, and I haven't had any other major war like the British had with the French a while back. I'm waiting for one, but it's not happening. Oh my god, what the hell happened here? Afghanistan formed and it became a subject of the Russians. Oh my god, Russia is insanely OP. And North German Federation formed. Holy schnitzel, Europe is back on track, boys. Somehow the Ottomans managed to get Bessarabia, and Moldova is a subject of Austria. This is absolutely cursed. Sardinia managed to get Tuscany and Emilia, and we got Norwegian man. Oh, that's the first migrants we're getting from Europe. No freaking, we got Latvians. How did I not notice the Latvians? That's the real question, actually. When did the Latvians arrive? Oh, maybe the Latvians were already in the provinces we conquered from Portugal. Migration will continue until the 23rd of March of this year. Okay, I'll take it. So how many Norwegians are we getting in this province then? We got 1.3 thousand. I feel like we're not getting that many Norwegians. Oh, come on. That's so disappointing. I was expecting a lot more. Yep, that's actually disappointing. I feel like we might end up as a socialist state here because we just got a president that's part of the trade unions, and he's also a radical. Well, looking at the literacy map mode, I am quickly understanding that we are still very far behind. Most of the main provinces are in Germany. The high literacy provinces are almost all in Germany, with the exception of Piemontine Provence, which is 96 literacy, the highest in the world. Meanwhile, we've got around 70 to 80%, so it's not too bad, but we could do better. So GDP wise, we're doing pretty good, I'd say. We're 15th or 10th or something like that. Standard of living wise, we're doing really good. We are 6th, and the first 4 nations, 5th, and the first 4 nations are basically just tiny, insignificant OPMs, and then there's the Netherlands. I don't know why the Netherlands has such high GDP, but I'm not liking it. I feel like the Netherlands needs to be nerfed. Yeah, they do have 7 million GDP though, even though their standard of living is high, so whatever. Now, that being said, we are passing really good legislation. We have massive shortages of lead. South America, it looks really weird, not gonna lie. Argentina didn't manage to get the southern parts in Patagonia, and I've seen that happen a lot, as in not happen a lot. I almost every single run in 1.8 version of the game, I've seen Chile get the southern tip. I've not seen Argentina get it that many times. They do go into the north though, so they got that going for them, I guess. Now in the northern parts of America, we have the Confederate States, and surprisingly, like one of the first times I see the Confederates actually having the actual Confederate states, right? Maybe this one wasn't a Confederate state. I'm not super sure about Missouri, but yeah, they also have a peace deal. So the US has 40 million GDP, the Confederates have 9 million, 3 times less than moi, and that's just crazy because this is still North America, but goes to show the difference in industrial power between the Northern Union and the Confederate States during the war, doesn't it? Most of the industry was literally, if not all the industry, was in the north. They got 28 million pops as well compared to the 8 million in the south, and they got a much bigger army and everything. Standard of living is higher too. Mexico did not lose its provinces. I'm gonna go ahead and assume that that is because the Americans were busy with the Civil War, and they've got a really interesting flag. What the hell? They're a military dictatorship? Oh, that is so South American of them, isn't it? Russian American company is what the hell is this? So the British are at war with the Russians over, okay, so Britain wants to basically just take a lot of land from Russia. Holy schnitzel. Britain might actually be winning that. That is actually crazy. Okay, now I'm scared. Now I'm actually scared. The French sneaked their way into North Africa. Classic. Scandinavia apparently formed as well. And Sokoto hasn't done a single thing since the start of the campaign. Like, come on, Sokoto. We're doing pretty good. If we go on very high taxes, we're about 300,000. So considering our size, it's not bad. I haven't really tried to min-max too much in this campaign, to be fair. I tried to just LARP more than anything else, which is why the laws that I have are exactly the laws that I wanted to have from the beginning of the campaign. And the best part, and you guys are not going to believe this, like actually not going to believe this, we're actually fixing our population issues. Check it out. We owe that to the Greeks. We just managed to get somehow 639,000 Greeks. I don't know how the hell, man. I just started getting migrants from the Ottoman Empire when they were at war with the Egyptians. And these Greeks, because they are basically accepted pops for me, because they have European heritage, they're becoming Boer over time. So I'm genuinely getting Boer population as consequence. 1.8 thousand Boer per month. We had like 15,000 Boer for most of the campaign. Now we got 200,000 Boer. And all the Latvians, the Greeks, the Norwegians, the Portuguese, they will also become Boer. So we're eventually going to have at least 1 million Boer by the beginning of the 1900s if it stays like this, right? We could try and double down on this by getting level 5 education, which would mean we would get 62% assimilation. But for that, we need to switch over to compulsory primary education, and we do not have human rights yet, so we're going to have to work on that. I guess my next researches are going to be civilizing mission and human rights, because civilizing mission is going to allow me another level of colonial affairs so I can colonize Africa a little bit quicker. Actually, you know what? Screw mutual funds. Let's go for this straight away. I don't know why I didn't even do this before mutual funds. And I do need more universities. I really should have spammed universities like 20 years ago. Jesus, Dutch East India is ahead of us. Oh, we just overtook the Ottomans and the Spaniards. Hells to the yes, boys. And Scandinavia, and we're going to be overtaking the Austrians soon. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I actually have a lot more fun in this campaign where I'm not try-harding and sweating and just trying to, you know, have a country that people have a decent standard of living, and I got a decent economy, and I got like little goals that I LARP myself. I have a lot more fun in these runs, not gonna lie. I guess I just got tired of the whole sweaty, let's conquer half of the freaking planet type of runs nowadays. Oh, let's go. Guaranteed liberties. Don't mind if I do. Jeez, they really wanted their liberties guaranteed. Like, this has passed insanely fast on the first attempt every time almost. Guess the next step would be to go for universal suffrage so everybody can suffer equally. Quick money, get rich scheme has to finish. Come on, come on. Way too much money already. 1909 is the year of the Great War of our campaign. We're about to take the last 3 provinces is that we need to fully control South Africa from the British Empire. And yes, in case you're wondering, I'm basically colonizing right now in 15 to 20 days per province, which is why in 3 years I'll have all of central Congo for myself already. This is made possible because of technology and because of the fact that we have level 5 colonial affairs already. This is what our laws are looking right now, and I would love to get my hands on graduated taxation. We will start making more money once we make more capitalists. Similarly, total separation would be the worst idea because then we get more acceptance for all the other religions. We didn't do as amazing as I would have expected to do as Transval. We're only at 64 million, but considering we're playing as Transval and I didn't try hard, I didn't get anything outside of the South African area, I'd say it's fairly okay in my opinion. Standard of living wise, we're still second after the Netherlands, which is kind of annoying, not gonna lie, but I mean, I guess it is what it is. Let's go, boys. Time to push into these bastards. We also just upgraded to trench infantry. We should have a bit of an advantage over the enemies here. I mean, the English definitely have trench units too. There you go, they do have trench units, but they are divided between my front, the French front, the German front, because end of the day, there's a reason I called in France and Germany. It's to weaken the British. They are insanely overpowered still. I kicked their butts 3 times, courtesy of the French and the Germans, and they still managed to come up on top. Like, they're still number 1, bro. This is crazy. They got 196 million GDP, even with losing India, even with losing a lot of their lands to us. It's just, I don't know what to say, bro. The British need to be nerfed. I'm telling you right now, the British need to be nerfed. Oh, check it out. We got Germans coming into South Africa to help us out. That is just beautiful. The Belgians are out of the war. About freaking time. Come on, give me the war target of Northern Cape. All right, we actually won. Hell yeah, boys. Look at that. War support is going down. I actually wanted to do this by 1880s, 1870s, but I struggled, man. I really couldn't find the opportunity to attack the British. In the last 15 years, I was able to attack them twice simply because of the French and the Germans hating their guts. Otherwise, this would not have worked. So it's just overall insanely RNG dependent. This campaign is Transval, sadly. It's a little bit more RNG dependent than most of the campaigns I've done in a while. Now, since we have the South African parts, we can form the nation of South Africa. So Clicius Maximus, a glorious union. We get a lot of claims that make no difference because we already have all those lands already. I did what I set out to do. We got South Africa. We have a lot of fun and we're not too bad off overall. So hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know in the comment section what other nations you'd like me to play, and I'll see you in the next one.